Welcome in, Grind and Don't Quitters. Thank you so much for being in here with me on today. This show is for the voiceover artist that wants to learn how to start, build, and grow a successful voiceover business. That's the whole game. And today, what we're going to be talking about, how to read a script. All right, folks, welcome into the show today. Thanks so much for being here. Want to make sure, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do, because I've got stuff coming to you every day at this point. We're doing a live stream Monday through Friday, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday, where we're going to talk about how to start, build, and grow a successful voiceover business. Today, I want to crack into basically script interpretation. How do you read a script? What's the fundamentals behind that? How do I make sure that I don't sound like I'm reading? We're going to get into some of that today. I'm going to ask you right now, if you're in here live, I want you to go into chat right now and type in hashtag live. Go into chat right now, type in hashtag live. If you happen to be catching this after the live stream, go ahead and put in hashtag replay for me. Make sure you also give me a couple thumbs up, a couple likes, all that kind of good stuff. Subscribe, follow, all of that. Let's trigger these algorithms. Thanks so much, folks, for being in here. Look, one of the things that most people need work on when it comes down to voiceover and their voiceover skills. Thanks so much, everybody over on YouTube, everybody on Facebook. Thanks so much. I appreciate that. It's putting in that there. Script interpretation reading a script, and what you're going to bring to the table is all vitally important to become a professional voiceover artist, right? We can't sound like we're reading. It is the killer of your career if you don't get to the point of where you can read a script and sound authentic with it. Now, a lot of different ways to do this, right? A lot of different ways to do this. I've got my own set of tricks, and I'm going to tell you this. Most people don't know that I have or had a speech impediment. When I was a kid in fifth or sixth grade, developed a stuttering issue that was out of this world. I could literally not get words out of my mouth. My whole body would shake just trying to get the words out. Like, I couldn't do it, for some things that I was trying to say. And at the time I was living, I grew up in Virginia until I was 11, and our father moved us to Maryland. And I went to school from seventh grade to I graduated high school in Maryland. But living in Virginia, I was going to Rural Point Elementary School. It's still there in Hanover County, Virginia, in Mechanicsville. And I had a speech therapist come and work with me. And I didn't realize until I became an adult how much that therapy helped in what I do with voiceover for the past almost 2 decades at this point. But what happened was, and it was a very simple tactic. I don't know how to teach the tactic. Maybe you can find something online, but here it goes. So the therapist would open up a book and have me start to read. And when I got towards the end of a sentence, she would cover the end of the sentence. And I just have to speak what it said. What it inadvertently taught me how to do was know what was coming, know the words that were coming. I subconsciously started learning how to see the words coming and read them, even if I didn't see them because I'd already saw them in my mind or whatever. And what I realized what happened in my voiceover career and why I got so good at what I was doing is because I was able to see the words coming. I knew the inflections that I needed based on what I was reading and what I was performing, right? I knew the inflections that I needed to add on to words. And it was such a natural thing. And people started asking me, how did you, how are you as good as this as you are? And I didn't have the answer until later. And I remembered back to those therapy sessions all the way back in the sixth grade that I had, fifth and sixth grade actually, where I learned to read ahead. I was on a certain word, but I could see the words coming and was able to read them. And so it just helped me in my voiceover career because I still have that skill set. Again, I don't know how to teach it. I just know that I was taught it. And that's what happened. Maybe you can get a partner or a spouse, something like that. Start reading a book and have them cover up the end of the sentence. I don't know. Because that's what she did for me with that. But now when you're talking about sounding like you're not reading, because even if you do read ahead or like I'm able to do, it doesn't mean that you're not going to sound like you're reading. We're taught to read in a certain way, at a young age. We want to sound professional. We want to be proper. We want to be, we want to sound good. But everyone sounds like they're reading 9 times out of 10. But when it comes to developing that voiceover skill set, it is a hump that so many people genuinely can't get over. And so here's the thing. I have this, and I'm going to do this little test. I did this with my voiceover group in my mastermind session. I believe it was last week. I meet with the people in my mastermind session once a week, where I help them audio production, marketing, how to work the freelance sites, basically how to build their voiceover business and do it appropriately. You can get information about that even just by going to Steps to Voiceover Success. Even if you were to, actually, I don't have it here, but the link is in the description for this video. If you want to join our free group, I actually give you access to a free course. If you want to learn some of these things that we're talking about, all you have to do is join the free group. The link is in the description. the very first video that's in that group, like when you join the group, you've got to answer 3 questions. If you don't answer the 3 questions, I won't let you in. So make sure you answer the 3 questions appropriately. And once you're in, the very first video, there's a link to a free course that over 300 people have gotten at this point. The link gives you a coupon code. The course is normally $97, but you get it for free. Just put in the coupon code, it's yours for free. So you can go ahead and do that. But what I did with my class last week, um, a couple of weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago, I got this mic. This is the mic you're seeing right now. It's just a podcast mic, right? And so what I did is I just took out the interior box, and because I wanted to show them, okay, I'm going to read something really boring here about this mic. I'm just going to read the first sentence, and you're going to kind of be able to see what it is that I do. So the very first sentence: the pod mic is a broadcast quality dynamic microphone designed for podcasting. Obviously, I sounded like I was reading. Now, what if I had to do that as a VO? How would I do that? Now, there's a little trick that I have, and I taught this, oh my gosh, 5, 6 years ago, and I call it the ramp up, where you're pretending to have a conversation with someone that you know, and then you go right into reading that sentence, or you go into right into reading that script, right? So, again, I'll read this for you here. The podcast mic is a broadcast quality dynamic microphone designed for podcasting. I just read it, try, just that's what it is. So now when I use the process that I use called a ramp up, this is what I'll do. And the process is like you're talking to someone and having a conversation. It's like, so who's on here or whatever? I'll just make up a name. All right. So, hey, Mike, great to see you today, man. How's everything been going for you? Great. Oh, it's been going great for me too. Everything good with the fam and the kids and all that? The pod mic is a broadcast quality dynamic microphone designed for podcasting. Did you see that? Did you get that? Did you see how it naturally just flowed? And all you have to do, and you do this, you start your recording when you start your ramp up. You start the recording, you do your little ramp up, make up a conversation you're having with someone, and then go into reading your script. And what this does for me, I don't know if it'll do the same for you, but what this does for me is it gets me in a mode of, and a cadence, and a tone, and a pitch of how I want to, of how I normally sound. And by doing that, I'm able to just go directly into the script, read the script in that same cadence, in that same natural tone that I already have. Does this make sense? It's something that I came up with, oh my, it's so long ago, to kind of help me with that process when I feel I need it. Because the last thing that we want to sound like is that we are reading. And the other thing is, like you're hearing me talk naturally. There's nothing added on to what it is that I'm doing or saying. I'm not performing. This is just my natural way of speaking. And what happens is to so many VOs, as soon as they get behind the microphone, their whole persona changes. They go into sounding like they think they're supposed to sound, and that is the worst thing you can do. Because the only thing you want to sound like is what you sound like. Because that is what people buy that hire you. Is they want that natural sound, depending on the script, depending on what it is we're talking about, right? It's not in every case, but in most cases where we're doing a script, people always ask, they want a natural sound. But when we move behind the microphone, we have this whole other thing going on that just does not serve us at all to be able to do this. So when you're talking about starting and building a and growing a voiceover career, the first few steps is understanding script interpretation for the type of voiceover that it is that you want to do. And when you understand that, and then you also tack on and understand the audience that you want to attract in, the audience that you want to sell to, whatever that genre is, you've got to understand how to directly connect with them. There's a lot of stuff that's going on in regards to like the pay to play sites, the freelance sites. All of those things have been out there. They've been out there for decades, right, at this point. But the people that are really serious and that are really going to the next level in their voiceover careers are those people that are understanding and learning exactly how to attract in the clients that they want. I'm looking for something in particular here on my screen. I want everybody to go grab this. This is a book. It's on Amazon. It's by me. How to build a business around your voiceover skills. Just go to Amazon, look it up right there. How to build a business around your voiceover skills. It's like $4.99. It's an ebook. It's a quick read. It's 29 pages. It is no fluff. It is direct to the point about what it is you need to do to build a voiceover business around your voiceover skills. And once you get the how to about how to do this, and once you dig in, you're going to see significant change in how you approach this whole thing called voiceover. Very easy business to get into, very low barrier to entry, but very hard to build if you don't understand first that you are a salesperson and a marketer. You're not just a VO. You're not just an audio producer. You are someone that has to understand sales and marketing because, as I've said so many times before, the number one job that you have as a VO is to get the client. All right, guys, I'm coming to you here every day, Monday through Friday, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want you to be here. Come with questions because I'm going to answer them. Leave your questions in the comments. And tomorrow I even look to take some of your questions if you have them. So think about it because I want you, beyond everything else, to know exactly how to start, build, and grow your voiceover business. I'll see you tomorrow.